Hello. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon. I just want to quickly address a few matters. I just want to address a few matters here. It's very early in the morning here in Calgary, Alberta, where I am coming to you live from my home. The reason why I just wanted to touch base with you for a little bit is the reports that we have received. Now, this is about 9 in the morning, and I'm getting ready to go to church. I'm preaching today. But before Shimikila at our church, I was catching up with news back home because I live in two countries. I live in Zambia. I also live in Canada. And so I have to catch up with news from both nations. And so when I was catching up with news from Zambia, I saw that my hometown of Chingola, Kuchingola, in Chiwempala, where I was born in Chingola. I even went to Chingola High School, Ekonapuishishe High School. And it's very sad. But anyway, before I address that, I would like to express my deepest condolences to the Synagogue Church of All Nations on the loss of their leader, Prophet T.B. Joshua. It's very sad, and so may his soul rest in peace. Kanshi ba TB Joshua po batutangirirako baretupeperako fwe bakiri n'omwewo bantu bena baya kwalesa so bakaletupeperako kwalesa. It's very sad and very shocking. Okay, and may his soul rest in peace. And to our colleagues in Zambia that follow the church and everything, we are asking that may the Lord give you his comfort and grace during this time. I know that Prophet T.B. Joshua had his own distractors and critics, but that is the nature of life, you know? What would life be if you just lived without any critics? Anyway, so it's extremely sad. And then this evening, we are going to come back at 21:30 with my co-host, Mr. Norman Chipakupoko, and we are going to explore a little bit more in detail about the things that the events that have happened. All right, so back to Chingola. So I grew up in Chingola, and so Chingola is my home and the Chiwempala side of Chingola, all right? Because Chingola can be roughly divided into four, right? There is Chingola rural, the rural areas of the Lamba Kaonde people, Chingola rural, very close to Sulwezi. And then there is the Chiwempala area. The Chiwempala area is the one after Moiseni going downwards. All that is the Chiwempala area, what I call the Chiwempala area. And then there is, of course, the center, down Muma Streets. Muma Streets. And then there is the Nchanga area, which is the mining township. Mainly it was a mining township. So those are the three main areas of Chingola. So I grew up from the Chiwempala side. That's where I grew up from. And so Chingola is very dear to me. It's a very wonderful place, very multicultural. I think Chingola could be the most multicultural and multi-tribal town, in my opinion. It has a lot of Northwesterners. It's a truly a boiling pot, so to speak. That is what Chingola is. And so today, receiving news that police were firing live ammunition at Mr. Hichilema's convoy concerns me a lot. It concerns me a lot. Of course, it is Mr. Charles Mulupi who has said that they were firing live ammunition, and this story appears to be corroborated by Mr. Hichilema's accounts himself on Twitter and on Facebook, that the police were firing tear gas and ammunition, live ammunition, at Mr. Hichilema's convoy in Chingola. Now, Mr. Hichilema, I understand, was going to church. On his way to church, he was ambushed by the Zambia police. Now, I want you to step back a little bit. Mr. Hichilema is going to church. On his way to church, the Zambia police ambushes him and stops him from proceeding to go to church. And when he's stopped, they then begin firing. Now, we have seen the pictures. Very heavily armed police officers. They are armed for war. I want to paint this picture so that we follow each other very well. The Zambia police, paramilitary officers, are armed for war. They had long assault rifles. They had batons. They had tear gas and camouflage. They had typical equipment that you would take not only to a riot, but to war. And the reason why they did that was they are saying that they needed to stop Mr. Hichilema from going to church. Today is Sunday. And he can't go to church, so they stopped him. Now, not only did they have guns, but they also had armored vehicles, military-grade equipment on our streets in Chingola. I understand that the military equipment started from Kitwe. Our country, which is poor, perhaps our army that is not very well maintained, I don't know about that, but I think our army is okay. This government has spent billions and billions of kwacha to procure military-grade equipment for the police. We kept wondering why this country that cannot pay its debt went into more debt, buying more equipment, more military-grade equipment for the police. They have bought serious equipment, very big trucks that are used in war. They've also procured fimandamanda. Fimandamanda, if you are nga bakuchena bakulonga mu chimandamanda, nga bakuipaya batole ekitumbi babika muri chimandamanda na mafriji fimandamanda efyo fyalikwata. We kept wondering, how can this country be spending so much money on military-grade equipment for the Zambia police? And that equipment was deployed today in Chingola, in my hometown. And it was deployed to stop Mr. Hichilema from proceeding to church. Elections are just in 2 months. We are not asking that you should love Mr. Hichilema. No, that is not the issue. Bantu, ngolefu kupata umuntu kutuwapata. It's okay. Tatule mikani atitete mumupata uyu muntu mwebo. Nga mulefu kumupata, mupateni. Chidifye. Icho tulekana chakubomfya ama resources ya chalo. Ukubomfya bakapokola bachalo. Ukubomfya fimandamanda fyachalo. Ukwebati mumuchiteshani mumuchite stop. Echo tulekana kofi fuebo. Tatule landa tiyo mkwaite iti mumupate. Ngolefu oku kapate. Chidifye. Ati nishu wakapatira ati mkwa efyo kamoni kafe pamenso. Efyo na akapatira. Nishu wakapatira ati nari kapata panto kepi na ngukari kashika na ngukari fita. It's okay. But you cannot be using institutions of the state in this manner. kanshi tumfuane namlefu okumwipa ya Hichilema kamwipaire ni kupeta oke twapapata mwitushire chiwafuewo kuchingola twakana kwenu kupeta oke nango kumalawi tetinjishibe kwino eko muye mwipaye chireko obukali teti muyise mukutuletelo oyo mulomo fuebena Chingola fuebene. We have bigger problems to deal with. Bigger problems of people entering our homes. Ukutwingirira munganda bakakaula. They've started in Chingola. Where is that police equipment that can arrest these criminals in Chingola, in Chiwempala, in Lulamba, Nakuma Iteneke? Where is this equipment? Today, umulandu wako bati Hichilema, aima ataye kuchage, mwachta unleash military-grade equipment on Mr. Hichilema. And yet daily, our people in Chingola are unsafe. If you ndelanda, tafili too complicated. Ndefo ya munjeveko, mwebe na Chingola banandi, mwevo, kapumpe choso, wadia chisanga, na mumukanga street, na mukalanga, na munyati, na mululamba street. Ndefo ya munjeveko, mwebe nandi, mwebe na Chingola, munjeveko. If we have this military grade equipment, nishtabale iwomfesha. Ukwikata wabakabwarara baleka kaula abantu kuchingola. How come today? Now, who is responsible for this? Okay? Who gave the Zambia police the command to stop Mr. Hichilema's convoy from going to church today? It's a very simple question. The Zambia police, it's a police command. The Zambia police is a security service. The Zambia police, usually for these operations, this was a police operation. We have a question. Who gave the command to stop Mr. Hichilema in Chingola? It's a very simple question. Was it the commanding officer in Chingola? Was it the Inspector General of Police? We don't have a Minister of Home Affairs anymore. Was it State House? Did State House issue the instruction and order to stop Mr. Hichilema from going to church today in Chingola? Did State House issue instructions to shoot at Mr. Hichilema's convoy in Chingola today? Those are simple questions that require very simple and clear answers. This idea that Mr. Hichilema must beg, we say no to that. Mr. Hichilema is entitled to Zambia, just as Mr. Lungu is entitled to Zambia. That is what it means when we say that we are a republic. Citizens come first. We became a nation not because of Ufinama, Imbeba. No. We became a nation because of people, human beings. And every Zambian matters. And so we are asking, what gives the police this courage, the guts, to stop a citizen from driving through the city of Chingola and going to church? This idea that he requires a permit to make a drive through Chiwempala. No, Mr. Hichilema requires no permit. Ukuya ku Chiwempala no kuchidivisha along Chiwempala Road. He does not need a permit. Imobaka pokola, your duty, kuya mkumu wafuirisha. Nwebere, okay, we mwaume, wala pito kuso, mwala enshoku, and as you are driving, make sure that paliba pothole, mwenshe wino. Mwachita station ama officers in strategic places ukoba tukuno kwa alaisa Hichilema haga inde Hichilema. Mwachita kama situation ekuteke chalo mwevo ekuteke efyo bateke chalo ukuteke chalo tekuyabula nomba manda nefima tanks military grade equipment elo nomba mwaya afituli kamwebere iweta wachite proceed nga chinshi tachite proceed muchalo chako. What security problem or challenge does Mr. Hichilema pose to our people in Chingola? Mamona, mwebu mwale tuweba. Ati Hichilema bafe pa Facebook, ngefe na ifnena aba pa Facebook. Efe mwale tuweba ati Hichilema tapari efe wenga chita. Nomba lelo, chashu pashani. Bagwetu. Ndefwa ya munje beko na nde mukushimikira on David and Goliath le lokchech kumweso. David and efyo nde shimikira hapo. Nomba tetinje mukushimikira elo nomba kuline fifire shupa. No. So let me clear this. Elo nala ya shimikira bwino. So let's deal with this. Nomba chadi shani. Chidi shani mweba ume. Mweba lela ndatu yumuntu toka musepa. Aleni bane musepeni fye bwino pa August 12. Imwe mulechita campaign nefima helicopter ati i nai salapo mule salapo fi ati i nai salapo niyo ati salapo yozuna kanshu muntu kuyafi ayamuku isalira po helicopter anina ayamuku chita campaign imwe you're doing it nomba umuneno na helicopter ya makata kwete icho akwete fini motoka so alensha motoka along the copper belt. Ero abantu bamukunga baya ko bebere ale Hichilema nomba na ifwe tuvepe ko tubufitu motumo bantu ba politician babufi so ati ari nomba ero na abantu nabo bene evyo bafukonka kwa kuma politician so bebere na iwe kanshi ndobe apo yudipo na wali tuvepere mutwe na iwe kanshi so tuvepe ko panono bantu abo baya mukumukunga Hichilema ati ndobe tuvepe ko imwati yo ati yo mkwai uyu muntu uyu mwaliranda ati temu kali kanshi mulekeni ayendere muchalo chakwe mure nakuchiwe mpala kanshi Hichilema po muli kuchingola muye tutandalira kona pachiwe mpala market na patu atasha market na babululu besu mubaposhieko na Muchoso Street muye muniante molukasa Muchoso Street na muniati na mukalanga muye muniante molukasa muya mwini na munya panyanji muye muniante molukasa kwesu pantu chalo chenu muye chalo chenu ngachinshiteti muireko icho kanshi bakapokola ichindikeni. Natu ishugo kwebati you are working under very vicious instructions from State House. Lelo ichindikeni echo we condemn with the strongest condemnation the police action today. We condemn it. In December 23, Idio bakapokola baipeye 2 citizens in our country. Valungu bari tuchitire sure okwebati there will be no more bloodshed. Valungu balebe pamwebo bwali bufi echo ndandira nebo ati valungu ni bakerenka mwebo ni bukerenkovo bakapokola bali ipeye bakapokola eba ipeye kaunda nansama mulusaka in December. Balungu batushinga bata okwebati fintu fyala chinja no you Inspector General kanganjali po bululu wesu batweba nokutweba twekanganje nakupela 6 months uchite clean up okwati bakapokola bale kokushuta abantu nokwipaya twalishibe atubufi na alimiyebere nshamifishire iyo mwebe na Chingola mwebe na Chiwempala na alimiyebere nshamifishire okweba ati fifyo balera nda balungu bufi ebepeye okukushuta baleshuta mu December ni riheso kwa kushuta balefo okushuta kuntanshi te papa. And Chingola of all places. Okay, nakupa kwensambu mwandi ngolefo kuipa kepa lelo uipaira mchingola hii. Ye ala uipaira mchingola twapapata. Fwebena Chingola twaidishania mukwainga mlefu okumuipa yoyo muntu kamuipaire niko kumbi kumushikumwenu kupeta okay dimbi shishi befe wabena peta okay balalanda lelo ife fwebena Chingola twakana okweba ati mutuletere chimfulungane na mu history bakalembe okweba ati opposition leader nikuisaba ile muipaira ati bamuipaire ku Chingola iyo twakana kuri chawama kwati bamuipaire kuisa ati kupeta uke limbi elo ifintu fiala londolo kako panono. We condemn it, and we are asking the president to come out, the president of our republic, His Excellency Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, to come out in the open and condemn this kind of police action. We want a clear, unambiguous statement to condemn police action in Chingola today. Further, we are appealing to the police to help the UPND leader be able to campaign freely mchalo without hindrance. Mugwai epo mperere twalabwera nakairi ushkulero na bachipakopoko. God bless you and God bless our country. Thank you. Na yamugushimikira.